Hey everybody, this is dHunter bringing you a McFarlane collection. Today, I wanted to look at one of the older McFarlane collections, and they still seem to be adding to it today. This is McFarlane's The White Knight collection. The White Knight is sort of a what-if future Batman story. I'd almost call it an Elseworlds, although it's not officially labeled one. In year one of McFarlane, they made a stellar wave with the Joker, Azrael, and Batman, and they're still making variants and additions today. In front of you, we have the entire McFarlane White Knight collection. Some are from The White Knight, some are from Curse of the White Knight, and there are many other White Knight spin-offs that they could make figures from. We have Azrael, Batman, Joker. Those are really the only characters they've made. We have a ton of variants of them. We also have the Batcycle. I made this video because the upcoming Batmobile is continuing the line, and it looks excellent, although a little bit overpriced. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures. I have the entire collection, both open and unopened. In front of you is the entire unopened collection. So, let's start off with the first wave, and work our way through. Let me know if you guys like these collection videos. I'll try and do more if you guys like them. So, like I said, let's start with the first wave and move our way forward. So this is the first wave of Batman the White Knight figures. We have Azrael, Batman, and the Joker. The Joker has an alternate Jack Napier head, and he's not in his traditional Joker attire, but he's in a GTO outfit, which is the Gotham Terrorist Oppression Unit. Basically, it's a specialized or SWAT unit in the GCPD. In the story of the White Knight, the roles are reversed. Joker becomes sane, he almost becomes the mayor, he's very influential, starts the GTO, and they take down Batman. Commissioner Gordon, everyone is on the Joker's side. Even Nightwing, Batgirl, etc. And of course, Joker reverts back to his normal self, and they all realize Batman was right the entire time. So let's take a look at the packaging. Same packaging we've always seen. McFarlane. But this Azrael is amazing. He looks like Azrael from Sword of Azrael in his Order of St. Dumas outfit, and similar to the Rebirth version. That's what I use him for, fill in for a modern, regular Azrael. But this figure, especially being in the early years of McFarlane, is top-notch. It's still one of my favorite McFarlane figures today. Azrael from Curse of the White Knight, which is the second White Knight miniseries. Azrael. And on the back, you can see Azrael with the Sword of Sin and a bunch of other Year 1 McFarlane figures. They all have pretty much the same packaging. We have Batman here, very stylized, with that Sean Murphy sort of art style. This one is from the original series, Batman the White Knight. You can see Batman, like I said, very stylized, and they did a good job translating it to action figure plastic form. And the last one here, and it's probably my favorite, is the Joker. It's not my favorite because of the Joker, it's my favorite because he's in this Gotham Terrorist Oppression Unit outfit, and I made a whole squad of GCPD officers out of it. He has the unmasked Jack Napier head, which is pretty cool. Signature, long pistol revolver. The Joker from the White Knight. Here he is in the back. Like I said, the roles reverse, kind of parallel. Very interesting. More Year 1 figures. Here's this Azrael figure out of the package. Like I said, this is from Curse of the White Knight, but he looks just like the Sword of Azrael or the Rebirth Azrael Bat Family version. Love the costume. Love this figure. It's so well done, so detailed, and looks just fantastic. Even though it's from Year 1, it's still one of my favorite McFarlane figures today. Then we have the Batman. Very stylized. Figure's a little bit on the smaller side of things, and he has this really noir feel to him. Big giant collar, stylized large bat symbol, thigh-high boots. Looks good, very stylized, and I think it translated very well to plastic form. Then we have the Joker. But to me, that's not what I use this guy for in my action figure world. I use him as a GCPD officer, part of the specialty unit, GTO. The Jack Napier head, once again, very stylized, doesn't look exactly normal. The Joker head is absolutely fantastic, but I bought this guy, as well as many others, because I love army building, I love police action figures, I love GCPD officers to support or fight against Batman, and this guy was right up my alley. Here's my entire GTO force. In my action figure world, we have the GCPD, And then we have the GTO, which is a specialized version of the GCPD. GTO, Gotham Terrorist Oppression Unit, specialized squad in order to take down extreme cases like supervillains or Batman, depending on what their agenda is at the time. Then they made this Target-exclusive red version of the White Knight Batman, even though frankly he's much more orange than he is red. Totally gives me Catman vibes, the different shades of orange, the sort of ears, the Batman outfit, etc. This was originally a Target exclusive, but I did see these figures at Meijer about a year later, so I guess it was a timed Target exclusive. It actually is a visually very pleasing and interesting looking variant, although accurate only to sort of a cover that had sort of red tint to it. Interesting, pointless, but cool all at the same time. Then they made a vehicle. This is the White Knight Batcycle, and it was the first normal Batcycle in the DC Multiverse line. I believe they led with the Dark Knight's Metal Batcycle, which was pretty weird, and this is a more traditional Batcycle that anyone in the Bat family can ride. Cool thing about this Batcycle is it has a couple of different display options. You can have it fully extended, intimidating, long, and massive like this. You can also have it condensed, folded down. That way it takes up less space in your collection, on your shelves, in your bat cave, whatever. Pretty cool vehicle, nice details. And I did get 4 of these Batcycles to give to the entire Bat family. Batman, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin. Or any of the Bat family sidekicks that you can think of. Then they made a single figure of Azrael. This is Azrael in his Batman armor, which is very reminiscent of the Batman 500, Nightfall, Night Quest armored suit. A lot of similarities, but a lot of differences as well. And they both look absolutely badass. Not too long after, they made a silver variant of Azrael in his Batman armor. This is a Walmart exclusive. It looks really cool, although I prefer the black version. Both excellent releases. And although this guy is not technically part of the White Knight collection, this is Azrael in his Suit of Sorrows. It's basically the same Azrael figure repainted in a black and white outfit. It looks just like the costume that Michael Lane Azrael wore in the comics. And in my collection, this is a Michael Lane Azrael. Even though the collector's card says it's Jean Paul Valley, there's no way that's how this is actually supposed to be. But nowhere in the packaging does it say White Knight. Although it's the same figure repainted, so I kind of lump in the White Knight collection. Then they released this 2-pack from Curse of the White Knight. We have Azrael in his Batman armor once again, fighting the White Knight Batman. This version of the White Knight Batman has no cape, and he has some harnesses for some sheaths for his swords attached to his back. Now with the upcoming White Knight Batmobile, you would think we need a Batman that has no cape or a cloth cape fitting it, but that's not the case. It looks like the plastic or rubber cape will fit in it just fine. I'm not a huge fan of the way this Batman looks, but it is a pretty freaking cool 2-pack. They also released this Jokerized version of the White Knight Batman. This is a Target exclusive, and just another way to cash in on the White Knight Batman mold, which they have done, I think, 5 times at this point. And I'm surprised they're not doing it a 6th time with a cloth cape for the upcoming Batmobile. This figure is cool, but do we really need a Jokerized White Knight Batman? The answer is hell no, but it actually kind of fits the theme of the comic, being the roles reversal. Joker being the good guy, Batman being the bad guy. Jokerized Batman is right up that alley, continuing that theme. Then they have a couple of these specialty versions of the White Knight figures. This is the Sketch Edition, line art, black and white. This is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. And once again, another way to cash in on that mold. I'm not a huge fan of the sketch figures, but put them all together, they're kind of cool. It's very sort of appropriate for a comic figure. This is him sketched before they inked him in. And the most recent White Knight figure they made is another Entertainment Earth exclusive. This is another sketch, line art, black and white version. It's really cool getting another Azrael figure because they don't make that many, although at this point, quite a bit more than I'd realized. Seeing as how the Azrael figure is one of my favorites, it's nice to have another variant of him, although I think this one is quite inferior to the red version. So that was a look at McFarlane's entire White Knight collection. White Knight, Curse of the White Knight, but there are so many other figures and vehicles they could potentially make. The next thing coming out is the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive gold label White Knight Batmobile. Now, it doesn't come with a Batman, and they're not re-releasing the White Knight Batman, and it looks like the original one will fit in there, But I'm surprised they're not going to take the time to cash in and make another version, because that thing came out about 4 years ago. If you get the Batmobile, you don't have that Batman, sure, you can put another Batman in there, but it'd be nice to have a matching set. I'm actually really surprised they didn't include a cloth soft goods cape Batman with the Batmobile and charge a little extra. That thing is already overpriced as it is at $90, but it looks so damn good. I had no hesitations ordering it. And I still think there's a ton of other White Knight characters they could make. Most notably, Harley Quinn, Batman Beyond, the older version of Bruce Wayne. Hell, in the comic, they used like 10 different Batmobiles from the eras over the years. The 66 one, the 89 one, the Tumbler, etc., etc., etc. It would be really cool if they took advantage of that and released them all under the White Knight banner, but that's not really necessary. McFarlane can release any of those Batmobiles under the appropriate banner, and they're actually doing that. We already have the 89 one, the Tumbler's coming, etc. Very cool collection indeed. Drop me a line in the comments below. How many figures do you have for this collection? Do you have the original 3? Those would be my favorites. I would say the Red Azrael is my favorite figure from the entire White Knight collection, although that Jack Napier Joker is really nice because it gave me a full squad of GCPD officers. I actually bought that guy 10 different times. I have 9 of them out of the package and 1 still in the box. If there was ever a figure for them to make a variant of, that would be the one that I would pick. They could easily make Nightwing or Batgirl in their GTO outfits, or plenty of the other characters like Gordon, Duke Thomas, blah blah blah. Once again, drop me a line in the comments below. Did you enjoy the collection video? Do you want me to do more collection videos? Maybe Dark Knight's Metal, Nightfall. Some of these McFarlane collections are starting to really sort of fill in, getting a lot of characters, a lot of different variants, a lot of different costumes. Nightfall is probably my favorite of all of them. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews and action figure collection videos from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.